Hello and welcome back to my Dandelion Diaries for another new pen day. I recently picked up the Esterbrook SD Jurassic, which is just this colorway, but the main thing I wanted with this pen was the nib, and that is the FUDE nib. So if you've been following my channel for a little bit, you'll notice I use a FUDE nib a lot with my 𝗤𝗏𝗄𝗏 dip pen. It's one of my favorite pens, dip pens to test inks with, just because it has a range of line width in one nib. And I thought to myself, let me get a fountain pen with a FUDE nib in a model that I absolutely adore and give it a shot. So I'm going to be talking about primarily the nib today, just because I've reviewed Esterbrook SDs on my channel a lot, I feel like. And yeah, but this is the Jurassic. The box is really cool. It comes with this nice kind of outer sleeve that is on theme with the Jurassic theme, yeah. But the inside box is just the same red Esterbrook SD, or Esterbrook cloth box, I should say. And it still comes with your cartridge and your little, warranty card. But yeah, I don't know. I have mixed feelings on the color just because it is very similar to another Esterbrook I already have. So I do want to talk about that too. So this, like I said, is the Jurassic, and this one is the Evergreen. So I've had the Evergreen for much longer, and it has a different nib on it, obviously, but they don't make the Evergreen colorway anymore. And I was really interested in the FUDE nib, and it only really came on the Jurassic model. So I figured I'm going to get it because I do love my Evergreen. I think it's one of my, it's like my top two Esterbrook SD for sure. But the color of these two are so similar that I was kind of shocked. Esterbrook SD Evergreen is a bit more of like a silvery green with like a more black kind of inlays in there, versus the Jurassic is a bit more of like a brown, even like a purpley green, which is kind of cool. And I don't know, I like the way both of them look, but they are very, very similar. I probably don't need both of them, but because the nibs are different, I'm gonna keep them for now. But anyways, let's talk about the FUDE nib. Okay, so as we can see, I zoomed you guys in really, really close. You can see this gorgeous little flick up here with the FUDE, which is what the FUDE nib is. It's essentially a nib that is bent back to create this larger surface area to draw with. I have inked this pen up with a diamine ink. It is inked with Diamine's Alpine, which is a very nice dark green with silver shimmer. So we're gonna see how well this does. I'm kind of excited, but let's just do a quick writing sample and we'll play around with some nib widths. Okay, so I should also mention this is a flex. It's a FUDE flex, and she's flexy. That was so much fun to write with. Yeah, wow. Okay, let's go ahead and do some line variation. So this will probably be like the fattest line, and holy moly, that's a fat line. Okay, let's see if I can angle it up a little bit more. Ooh, that's nice. A little bit more. And the tip. All right, so that's already like 4 very different line widths on one nib. If we wanted to do some of the little swirly bits, so that's probably more of like, I'd say a medium size. I'm not going to break out my other pens to show you guys just because I'm feeling lazy today, but that's fine. If we wanted to test out the flex, yeah, the flex on this is nice. It's not as much variation, I would say, but it makes it a little bit easier to write with the way the nib is shaped. You can probably make some really interesting drawings with this nib, which I'm pretty sure is the whole point of its function, but I'm going to use it for writing primarily, and that's fine. But let's let's just write the word FUDE in some block letters just for fun. That's so cool. I am obsessed. Wow. Okay, so since this is a bit more of like a review on the FUDE nib, I would say over the pen itself, I would say if you're interested in getting the Esterbrook FUDE nib, it's worth it if you like FUDE nibs. If you like to have all of this line variation in one nib, it's I don't know, maybe it's just this one, but it's very well done. I will say it is a bit more of a broader nibbed pen, so if you are not a fan of a broad line, probably steer away from this. Yeah, I'm very happy with this for sure. I just love all of the line variation. Let's try reverse writing really quick. I mean, you can even do reverse writing and it's an even thinner line. That's almost like an extra fine. So you have essentially like a fine to extra fine, medium, broad, stub 1.1, and I'd probably say almost a stub 1.5 to almost a stub 2.0 with the FUDE on this. That's incredibly impressive. And with the flex, you can even get more variation up here, like with the cursive, like, whoa. Yeah, that's really cool. I'm very happy with this. Also, ink matching, 10 out of 10. This is the ink, y'all. It's 𝗬𝗻𝘁𝗶𝗵. I don't know if I said that already. Okay, that was probably a really quick, chatty little video, but I'm very happy with this Esterbrook SD, especially the FUDE nib, which is really what I was after here. The Jurassic colorway is beautiful. I do think it matches the evergreen colorway that they've done before. But if you missed out on that and you really like the darker green Esterbrook look, this is a really great option. But yeah, if you are curious about the FUDE nib, hopefully this helped you out. If you have one too, I'd love to hear about it down in the comments. But for now, I think I'm gonna leave it at that, make it really quick and snappy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So be blessed. Bye.